Our understanding gives rise to our happiness in life. I have been stuck with a situation for years that bothered me greatly. It stripped away my joy in life, and this led me to seeking out solutions and answers. Along the journey, I discovered that before we came to earth, we choose our family members for certain soul development. I always feel uncomfortable around certain family members, even though in this life they have not done anything to cause this feeling in me. At some stage via dreams, I saw the cause before this life. However, I was not able to free myself from it. Despite spending money and trying all solutions that I learned, nothing seemed to work. After I realizing who we truly are a few months ago, our formless true essence, my experience being around this beloved one less intense. However, I still feel disturbing, uncomfortable. I thought, I really want to transform this. Please show me how. And recently I came across a simple method that was shared by YouTube to recreate my experience in a positive way instead of falling into the old way of being, living from the past memory. So every time being around them, I connect to my true essence and aware that I am at peace and relaxed and free in this very moment here with this beloved one. That old ways of experience readjust itself to the new, true and current message. I am at peace, I'm relaxed, I'm safe and free in this moment. And this person having a great heart toward me. And within days, my experience being around this beloved family member shifted to being relaxed, at peace. This discovery and experience bring forth the message that basically we live from our past understanding. Even though this lifetime, that message is not true, but I continue to hopelessly fall into it and react to this person as if they were from a past life, that they are dangerous or whatever, that my life experience was with them in the past. And yes, they might not be nice in past life, but in this life they are great and helpful. So by reprogramming the message this way within days, my experience totally shifted. That was so simple. I thought, why didn't I came across this teaching years ago? It would save me a lot of time and effort and energy. However, I realized that if I knew about it years ago, it might still not work because I didn't know about my true essence until recently. By telling myself something that I don't believe in, it might not work. Two experiences over the years, everything showed up in my path in the right order. All these videos, YouTubes, there is no coincidence. We choose to experience what we experience to find a solution to it, like a game, a puzzle that we created for ourselves to play on earth. If everything is perfect, straightforward, then life is too boring. This recent shift and experience is an additional evidence that my understanding about life, produces the type of experiences in my life. I have tried and implemented many modalities. I would say the direct path and efficient way to experience inner peace, joy, love in life is to find out who you truly are and how everyone and everything connected. Like if a person who never looks up at the sky or knows about the sky, cloud or sun, they would feel happy when the surroundings are bright and afraid when the surroundings are dark. However, if this person simply look up at the sky, they would realize that it's bright because the sun is shining and there's no cloud. It's dark because the sun is not showing. At this stage, all their fear will disappear. By understanding who we truly are, it's like looking up to the sky and realizing the sun is the source of light. Our true essence is our joy and inner peace. Jesus speak of it, the Buddha speak of it, Lao Tzu and many other ancient beings speak of it. Let's read or listen to the essence of PRAJÑÄPＡRAMITÀ. PRAJÑÄPARAMITΑ is a Sanskrit, ancient Indian language. It's written like a poem. The essence of PRAJÑÄPARAMITΑ, core essence of the perfect or transcendent wisdom, formerly known as the Heart Sutra. Homage to the omniscient, perfectly awakened one, the moment Avalokitesvara, the noble awakened being, the naturally free and unobstructed seeing one, deeply immersed in the perfect or transcendent wisdom. He thoroughly penetrated all 5 aggregates and had a lucid direct knowing of their intrinsic essence as being void. Oh Sariputra, in this very vivid presence, form is exactly void. Void is exactly form. Form is not different from void. Void is not different from form. That which is form is void. That which is void is form. The same is exactly true of sensation, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. O Sariputra, in this very vivid presence, all phenomena clearly emerge from voidness, unborn, unceasing, immaculate, untainted, perfectly whole and complete. Thus, Sariputra, in this state of voidness, there is no form, no sensation, no perception, no mental formation, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and object of mind, no realm of eye consciousness up to no realm of mental consciousness, no knowledge, no ignorance, no extinction of knowledge, and no extinction of ignorance, up to no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death, no suffering, origination, cessations, and paths, no wisdom, and no attainment. Therefore, the awakened one is being vividly and naturally present, just as the perfect or transcendent wisdom. His mind is free from obscuration. Because mind is devoid of obscuration, he has no fear. Gone beyond confusion, delusion, he brings the ultimate transcendent state to perfect completion. O Buddhas of the three times, ever been vividly present as the perfect all transcendent wisdom, perfectly complete, the fruition of unexcelled, true and perfect enlightenment. Therefore, PRAJÑÄPＡRAMITÀ should be known as the great wisdom, the wisdom of great awakening, the unsurpassable wisdom, the unparalleled wisdom, transcending all delusional suffering, ever truthful, undeceptive. Thus, to speak of the perfect all transcendent wisdom is to be vividly present as the realm of truth. Gone, gone, gone beyond, gone utterly freely beyond, perfectly awakened, Saha. Herein, the core essence of the perfect or transcendent wisdom is thus fulfilled. I first came across the Heart Sutra around 2018 by watching a cartoon, and it stirred up some interest, so I started to find more about it and listen to many teachers teaching the Heart Sutra and try to implement what I can into my daily life. Over the years, I found there's an increase in inner peace. From what I hear, the sharing from those who live this wisdom in their daily life say that we don't have to meditate or go to the mountain to realize this message. However, we do need some meditation and some quiet space in our life to reflect and to connect to this wisdom. Yes, I have been meditating and training myself in the lotus sitting position, but most of this year I was just playing, sitting with myself. I'm not anywhere near the so-called deep meditation state. And yet my life has already shifted significantly. Since the beginning of this year, I haven't had the need to formally sit and meditate or do the practices that I used to force myself to do daily. Now I just do what I enjoy. Whether it's walking, drawing or gardening is a practice, is a meditation. What is meditation? According to Zen Master Thích, meditation is to live fully each new and fresh moment in the vivid presence. According to Lao Tzu, mastery of the world is achieved by letting things take their natural course. Practice not doing, and everything will fall into place. So I haven't sit and meditate much past few months, because every moment, whether walking to work, standing at a train station, is an opportunity to be in our true essence. I constantly connect to this transparent field inside me and aware of it inside and around. Walking to work, I would go, wow, look at this human being called my Delilah walking to work, and all these other human beings walking around. Look at that tree. Oh, feel this wind on the skin. Look at the river. And it was a new experience walking to work. So who I am is something greater than this physical body. And from this perspective, we can manifest anything that we want in life. As a physical form, there are many limitations. However, as the vast, transparent creator field, anything is possible. For you are everything. If this little human form called my Delilah want to experience X, Y, Z, then just create it. when we identify ourselves to the physical body, it's like being the pen. The pen depends on some external force to be able to draw, to function at its optimum. When we realize who we truly are, we are no longer the pen or the brush. I am the person that holding the brush. Therefore, I can draw anything I want or the brush want to draw. Studying the Heart Sutra has opened up this path to be more freely live my true essence. This is the book that I would recommend if the Heart Sutra is of interest to you. As I said, there are many other teachings speaking of our true essence. We just need to find the organic teaching, the teacher that guides us toward it. This book is recently became available in English. I would say the message is organic. The language used is digestible and able to be implemented into our daily life. There is reference to the original 7th century text of the Heart Sutra that is currently kept at the museum in Tokyo, along with his deep personal awakening experiences and life-changing. We will read some short paragraphs from this book for you to have a feel. The message from the author, translating these words as in the very vivid presence, the moment of the noble awakened being deeply immersed in the perfect orb transcendent wisdom. He thoroughly penetrated all 5 aggregates and had a lucid, direct knowing of their essence as being void. Means that we have been emancipated from the very first sentence. As such, the content of the PRAJÑÄPÀRAMITÀ text is now describing something very transcendental at the wisdom level of an expert, realized practitioner. The contextual meaning has been brought to a highly specialized level in Buddhism and is no longer simply a theory of the mind as it has mostly been depicted in the past. Skipping some paragraphs and pages. The message continues. What I would like to emphasize herein is that the essence of PRAJÑÄPÀRAMITÀ or the Heart Sutra should not simply be taken for granted as a philosophical, hypothetical text. For so long, many of us in the Buddhist tradition continue to dissect its content as an abstract theory of emptiness, based on a rational discourse or negation theorem. Rather, we should try to look at it from a liberating approach and reveal the quintessence of the scripture. In beginning of the scripture, Avalokitesvara deeply immersed in the prajna wisdom mind, in the very vivid presence, to penetrate the 5 aggregates and transcended them, so he became liberated. In the middle, he continued to immerse in the prajna and to completely dissolve as prajna. And at the conclusion of the scripture, the state of full enlightenment manifests into the realm of nominal truth or true existence. Skipping a few lines. Thus we take the liberty to divide the scripture into 6 sections, each with a subtitle. The subtitles are added to clarify the main content of each passage. Skipping a few lines, so going into the 6th section from the beginning of the sutra. First section. 1. The beginning of immersion of PRAJÑާ. The moment the awakened being deeply immersed in the perfect or transcendent wisdom. This is the introduction and the onset of being deeply immersed in PRAJÑÁ. The very moment PRAJÑÁ manifests. In this metaphysical stage, during which the practitioner deeply penetrates all 5 avagates, transcends matter, body, and expands the true mind beyond mental consciousness. The true essence of all 5 avagates are inherently tranquil, pure and immaculate. This stanza continues to describe the state of ongoing immersion of someone who is immersing in PRAJÑÁ in this vivid moment. Void herein is actually voidness, signless, void or signlessness, devoid of all characteristics or signs, whether existence or non-existence, and substantially or insubstantially. Section 2. The ongoing immersion in PRAJÑÁ. At the very vivid presence, form is exactly void. Void is exactly form. This stanza continues to describe the state of ongoing immersion of someone who is immersing in PRAJÑÁ in this vivid moment. Voidness or void and PRAJÑÁ are interchangeable, which means the 5 avagates are indeed PRAJÑÁ. This very presence is the single true existence, the single reality, or the single suchness, with no other dissimilarity. Skip this few lines. The inherently and naturally pure and ubiquitous true nature pervading the whole Dhamma-dhātu, manifesting according to the capacity of knowledge of the individuals. Thus, it is only due to our karma that we temporarily, physically manifest as who we are. Section 3. The continuing immersion as PRAJÑÁ. At this very vivid presence, all phenomena clearly emerge from voidness. Here is another stanza of explanation to depict the continuing immersion as PRAJÑÁ of the practitioner. What it is trying to say is that if it is already PRAJÑÁ, then all phenomena altogether display themselves and clearly emerge from voidness, the ubiquitous state of neither substantial nor insubstantial, neither existent nor non-existent. Therefore, if we still see that there are physical phenomena, then this is the way an ordinary being sees. On the other hand, if we see all phenomena as PRAJÑÁ, then that is how an enlightened being sees. Therefore, if in this very presence we see all phenomena as phenomena, it means we have parted from the realm of perfect wisdom and have fallen into the mundane sphere. On the other hand, in this matrix of PRAJÑÁ, if we can see all phenomena appearing as PRAJÑÁ, as voidness or signlessness, then that is the view of an enlightened person. Therefore, all the verses that follow, such as no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and object of mind, etc., are meant to elaborate on the above stanza of all phenomena clearly emerge from voidness. Section 4. The complete dissolution as Prajna. The awakened one is being vividly and naturally present, just as the perfect all-transcendent wisdom. This is the first concluding stanza to epitomize all the ideas that are expressed in the above-mentioned paragraphs in the beginning and in the body of the scripture. An enlightened being no longer immerses in, but he is now just as the perfect wisdom. There is nothing whatsoever that is different from Prajna, and there is no more merging in, or not merging in this case. Prajna is now the enlightened person. The enlightened person is now Prajna. No longer singular, no longer dissimilar, no longer two, no longer someone from the outside merging in, no longer someone who is living with it, no longer someone who simply understands it, no longer someone who directly realizes it, and no longer someone who immerses in. In fact, everything is simply the nominal state of the perfect wisdom itself. Nothing more, nothing less. Section 5. The realm of ever existing as Prajna. All Buddhas of the three times ever been vividly present as Prajna. This is the second concluding stanza. The awakened being is no different than all Buddhas as far as the attributes of enlightenment is concerned. Enlightenment means to ever be vividly present as the perfect all-transcendent wisdom itself, where there is no longer a self or phenomena. There is no longer someone who is attaining something or realizing something, as in an object-subject duality. But at this moment, there is only one single ubiquitous, nominal, all-pervasive wisdom transcending the three worlds, ever emerging as the nominal reality. Section 6. Prajna is the great awakening wisdom, the cosmos of true existence. To speak of PRAJÑާPāRAMITާ is to be vividly present as the realm of truth. This is the last concluding stanza to confirm that PRAJÑÁPāRAMITÁ is the great, unsurpassed wisdom, and the person who is speaking of PRAJÑÁPāRAMITÁ is actually inseparable from the realm of truth, the true existence of the perfect Dharma body. More importantly, PRAJÑÁPāRAMITÁ is not a mantra, but it is the cosmos awareness, or the universal totality reality, the state of perfect awakening itself. Moving into the details section. Being naturally free and unobstructed, or being spontaneous and unimpeded, is not the same as being freed. To be freed and no longer trapped inside the house, for example, is having been released. The freedom we have from being released means we escaped that which we are stuck in or grasp at. We leave behind the place that keeps us in bondage. Yet, be naturally free and unobstructed, meaning we do not necessarily need to leave the place behind, but that we are no longer being entangled or imprisoned by it. For example, right in this presence, we do not need to leave behind this body and mind, but if we are not suffering under the influence of the 5 hips of aggregate, then we are considered naturally free and unobstructed. Right here, if we do not suffer due to the 5 bodily and mental aggregates, and right in this vivid presence, if we are not being caught in emotion, name, frame, money, and in everything else whatsoever, then it means we are free and unobstructed too. It does not mean that we need to overpower the 5 desires in order to become at ease and unhindered. It is not at all like that. There is no need to overcome talent, beauty, fame, food, and sleep in order to become at ease, free, and unhindered. That is unnecessary. It does not necessarily mean that I don't use money, I do not need beauty, not eating and sleeping, and considered to be equivalent to I am free. Skipping a few lines. Hereby, we are not talking about something later, or about practicing exertion, realization, self-attainment, or self-accomplishment in order to attain something unnatural to us. We are simply talking about the very pristine presence in the absence of physicality, time, and space, with nothing for us to become gripped in. This is a state where there is no need to practice exertion. Yet, there is not a single thing in the 3 worlds that can cause grasping or stagnation within us. Thus, we need to directly comprehend it as the extant reality, the lucid presence, the vivid existence, and nothing else. Every mental moment in the vivid presence is simply being at ease without impediment, simply being boundless, all-pervasive, and without retaining any pattern towards believing in self or phenomena. Skipping a few pages. If we clearly, penetratingly fathom prajna, then we can say that since time immemorial until now, there has never been any clinging or retention in the 5 aggregates. We mistakenly perceive everything, so we have form, sensation, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Yet, when we finally see the truth as it is, then the 5 aggregates are innately, thoroughly unobstructed, and themselves are the vivid presence. Its brightly clear penetration does not mean that we are changing or altering our seeing and our view, but it simply means that since the past until now, our 5 aggregates inherently have always been void. Skipping some lines. We are here talking about an awakened being, someone who has acquired the enlightenment wisdom completely without effort. Thus, he can penetratingly fathom the 5 aggregates. This does not come from practicing exertion, nor due to his observance through contemplative insight, or through his practicing in the deep course. All of those classical terminologies are far off from what is happening right now in this precise moment. Therefore, we need to set aside these old ideas in order to become receptive to prajna in this very vivid presence. If there is still anything of all that are clinging to, then prajna cannot manifest in the presence. Therefore, when an awakened one finally attains complete enlightenment, nothing can be caused or retain in this state of pure, unadulterated beingness. And there is no chance for any residue or bondage or fear to possibly remain. He or she is free, utterly liberated, where there is no coming, no going, no form, sensation, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Please refer to the comments area for the link to the book. Thank you, thank you, thank you.